have a little secret to share with you. Actually, it's a pretty big secret. Actually, it is one of the most life-changing secrets I can share with you. Here it is. You will never rise above your current identity. If you see yourself as broke, struggling, or stuck, you will continue to have that reflected back to you. What? So you're saying it's hopeless, Tracy? No. Rest assured, the good news that I'm going to share with you today is that you can reprogram your thoughts and beliefs to create a brand new identity and a brand new reality. Today, I'll show you how. Hi, I'm Tracy from the Money Boss Show, here to help you step into your personal power, make dream money, and build life and live life on your terms. If that's what you're here for, like, subscribe, and let's do this. In today's episode, we're going to talk about why rich people are rich, poor are poor, and middle class stay stuck. And we're going to dive into a few key life-changing areas. The power of identity, how beliefs shape our reality, childhood programming and limitations, the reality creation framework that proves to you that you create your reality, and last but not least, how to reprogram your identity. Are you ready? Let's do this. So what is identity and why is it so powerful? Your identity has been created from 0 years old, birth to now. And it is the self-concept that you have about yourself, including your beliefs, your thoughts, and your patterns. And those are all beliefs, thoughts, and patterns about who you are, how the world is, what other people are, and how they act. Are people good? Are people bad? Is the world an abundant place or poverty stricken? Everything that you are experiencing in your reality is a result of what's in your mind. But what's in your mind? Your programming. What's another word for programming? Your identity. You take on that programming and create a story about yourself that becomes your identity. So no matter how hard people work, and let's say lottery winners or NFL winners or hotshot people that make really big careers and start making a lot of money, we'll often see them quickly blow that money. Why? Well, there's so many temptations and now they have all the money to buy these things. That's obviously why, right? Part of the reason, but the main reason is their identity. If they are a poor person in their mind because they grew up in poverty or lower middle class where money was a struggle, money is bad, they've created that as part of their identity. And the terrible part that we don't realize is people can't outperform their identity long term. They'll always self-sabotage back to what feels familiar. Let's take the NFL or major league sports players. How many of them come from every level of the economic scale? Yes, but let's say middle class, poverty. They get all this money. You would think that they would be stashing it in the bank, investing it, saving it, and trying to help people. And yes, they probably do all of those things, but all of a sudden, they have all this money, and all this money puts them in conflict with their identity. What if part of their upbringing was hearing every day that money is bad? Now, all of a sudden, they make great money, whether it's a career or sports career, whatever it is, from their brain or from their physical work. They make a lot of money. That is incongruent with their identity. And if they think people with money are bad, nobody wants to be bad. One of our greatest desires in life is to be a good person and also fit in with our herd, our tribe, our community. And if everybody around us hates rich people, what are we going to do? We self-sabotage, spend all our money so that we fit back in. Because all of a sudden, that lottery winner, That NFL player that makes it big and is driving around in fancy cars and big houses. How does their family, friends, community, media react to them? Well, they're the big shot. Who do they think they are? All of a sudden, they're getting money shame from everybody they know and love. And doesn't that feel yucky? And what is the best way to make that end and to feel comfortable again? To self-sabotage yourself, get rid of all that money, and then you fit in. Sounds insane, doesn't it? When we speak it out loud, it absolutely is. But here's the thing. Humans, we are not logical first. We are emotional. We operate from our feelings and we really drag logic along. So while logic would be telling you to invest and do great things and take care of your friends and family and they'll appreciate your money, you'll just be hearing the judgment and fearing not being accepted by the ones you love. And your brain says, oh no, Mayday, this is not safe. Let's get rid of this money. And then you buy one too many cars, one too many houses, one too many nights out on the town. And sure enough, you're poor and right back where you started and it's comfortable. It's absolutely not logical, but you feel good with what you know, the people you love, and the crabs in the bucket have pulled you down. You can't outperform your identity long term. So what's the answer? Don't get money? No. What's the answer? Get money and blow it all? No. What's the answer, Tracy? You get money while working on your identity. New levels, new devils, right? We always are journeying through life and walking several different journeys all at once. You're walking a mental journey. 80% of your journey, I'd say, is mindset and strategy and keeping what's between your 2 ears on track. Then your next journey is your physical journey of showing up to your job, your employment, your company. And the other one would be a money journey, and the other one would be a relationship journey. But we're always walking several journeys. And the problem is if we're not working on our identity and our money mindset, along with our desire to make more and our skill and our craft, we are going to crash and burn so that we can match our old comfortable identity. So how do beliefs shape reality? I got into that a little bit already. It acts like filters. It determines what we notice, what we pursue, and what we accept. In one of the previous episodes, I reviewed the RAS system, reticular activating system, which means it's your brain's sorting function. They say we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. We don't think those. Those just go through our mind without even noticing, and our brain's filtering it out so that we can maintain sanity. Imagine if we actually thought that. Most of our thoughts are, I'm hungry, I want more money, I'm unhappy, my spouse makes me unhappy, it's yucky weather outside. We have few thoughts that we actually consciously think about. Our brain is busy, the subconscious and the RAS system, filtering out what we notice, pursue, and accept, and act on. So if we think money is bad, all we ever see are the situations of money and people with money being bad. If you believe you're bad with money, you'll unconsciously prove yourself right. Another big one is people that think they are clumsy. Nobody's clumsy. You just trip or fall once or twice, and then it becomes your identity. It breaks my heart when I hear people say, I'm bad with money, I'm clumsy, I'm dumb. All of these are limiting beliefs based on a flawed identity we've created based on things that have happened in our past, stories we've created, repeated, and programmed so deeply into our brain that it became our reality. Nobody's clumsy. Nobody's bad with money. We have a situation where we do something wrong, air quotes, once, twice, and then very quickly, then we become insecure. Or if we have somebody telling us that we're dumb, we're clumsy, like parents telling their kids they're clumsy, always tripping, always reminding, they're programming their children. If somebody's saying you're so bad with money, they're programming you. That is how we get our identity, is our beliefs from what's happened, the meaning we give it, the repetition creates our beliefs, creates our reality. And then we repeat it until all of a sudden something comes in, and then we go, wait a minute, maybe I just tripped twice in a row that one day because I was tired and not paying attention. Maybe I'm not clumsy because you know what? I walk around all day long and do all these things, and maybe once a month I trip on something, but I focus on the once a month. Or you're bad with money. Well, wait a minute. Have you been taught how to be good with money or manage money or grow money or spend responsibly? Or maybe you got yourself in debt once, or maybe you're currently in debt now and you're building a story. You're bad with money. Guarantee whatever you tell your mind, it's the genie in the lamp. If you say, I am bad with money, the genie in the lamp of your mind says, your wish is my command. Let's be bad with money, because we need you to stay consistent with your identity, Tracy, so you are comfortable, so you fit in, so you feel good, so it all makes sense. Insane, isn't it? Again, our minds are not logical. They're emotional, they're easily programmed, and we create narratives based on one-offs and make it our identity. I'm going to ask you right now, think about it. What have you programmed as your identity? Many of our beliefs are repeated through thoughts fueled by emotions. So let's say you go, oh, I'm clumsy, but you don't actually really believe it. You just tripped and you're like, oh, I'm clumsy, but you don't have an identity of a clumsy person. Then you don't take that on because there's no emotion there. There's going to be no story. Let's say all of a sudden you overpaid $1,000 on an item when you're normally so cautious with money. But you made a mistake, you didn't price search, and you bought an item that was like $1,000 overpriced from finding it on Amazon, let's say. Are you going to create that as an identity? I hope not. Your brain at that point should be like, oh, wow, did I mess up? Why didn't I do my research? I'm so careful. See, if things don't jive with our identity, we brush it off like water off a duck's back. It just goes off. But the second something happens that matches this flawed identity we've given ourselves, unless it's positive, we latch it on to our mindset and use it as further proof to dig the trenches in our mind of that identity. So, what identity have you taken on? Who gave it to you? Why did they give it to you? Was it just a situation? And then all of a sudden, that great elder, your mom, your dad, your aunt, uncle, grandparents, teachers, maybe they said you were dumb in a subject. And then all of a sudden, because you failed one test, you became a person with an identity that you're dumb. Because one silly person made a comment about one silly little event, and then you kept that. Psh, and don't tell anybody. I'm going to guess that you are keeping that identity from childhood as an adult. Don't tell anybody, but we do. Let's go into childhood programming and limitations. Most of what we have in our mind is subconscious programming. Our brain has 2 parts, 3 parts if we want to go there, but I talk to the conscious and subconscious. The subconscious is like a great recorder that records everything said in your lifetime and even things you don't hear. It just records it and it creates your thoughts and beliefs. So if you grew up in poverty, you have poverty programming. If you grew up in middle class, you have middle class programming. If you grew up rich, you have rich people programming. Unfair advantage? Sure. But what if that's part of your journey? Don't be a victim. How is this helping me? And Tracy is now telling me the secret of all secrets. Call this the caramel secret for any of you guys that are about my age. This is the caramel secret, the absolute foundation of changing who you are and building a different future. So if your parents continued to repeat that money is bad, rich people are bad, oh, look at that fancy person, oh, Aunt Edna, she got rich and she thinks she's special. Nobody wants to hang around her. Everybody whispers behind her back. Aunt Edna's hated because rich people are bad. Holy Dinah. If you heard that growing up, money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard to survive. We can't afford that. Well, that is a lot of bad programming, poverty programming stored in your subconscious. Your subconscious drives 98% of your thoughts. Scary. Your old programming from 0 to 7 years old puts you 98% programmed. And from there, your teenage years, your young adult, you're just reconfirming the programming that your parents taught you. So it lines up. So your life makes sense. So you feel safe. You repeat what your parents told you, who repeat what their parents told them, who repeat what their parents told them. We're 4 generations back. The world was a little different. Can you see the danger here? We have lagging programming. And first off, your parents' life is not your life. It is time that you shed all your past programming, your thoughts and beliefs, reprogram, get a new identity, and create a new life. Mind-blowing, isn't it? Do you remember somebody teaching this in school? Or did we learn about history that doesn't matter, that continues to get repeated because they continue to teach it, reinforce it, and continue it through another generation? We don't actually change it. We just repeat it because they teach it. Do you see the pattern here? What we learn when we're younger, we repeat when we're older. So these are your childhood programming and limitations. So you say, Tracy, how in the heck do I reprogram my brain? Glad you asked. The reality creation framework. I'm going to go through this really quick because I have a lot of episodes about this, and pretty much everyone I do talks about this at some point, because this is how you create your reality. Your thoughts and beliefs. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your identity create your feelings, create your actions, create your results, and your results reinforce your belief, and you continue to go through this cycle. So let's take that one through. Let's say money is bad, because what else would somebody say that is poor or doesn't have enough money? We're feeling ashamed. We don't have enough. We're frustrated. We're embarrassed. We're in victim mode. We're just trying to survive. Do you think anybody's going to say money is good? If your parents said money is bad, rich people are bad, it's a knee-jerk reaction to their disappointment with life and jealousy of people that have money. Let's call it what it is. It's yucky. We feel bad about ourselves. But guaranteed, if you gave any one of those people that think money is bad, if you gave them a lottery, they'd sure like money right quick, wouldn't they? Money is not evil. The love of money is evil, as they say. But this is wording that comes out of our mouths when we don't know how to make money, when we're embarrassed about our situation. And guess what? We program our children when we're saying this stuff out loud. At least if you think it, keep it in your head so your kids don't hear it and they can get a new identity to create a new future. But we don't know this. This is some of the great information we have with the internet. So you want to get new thoughts and beliefs. And those will create a new identity, which creates new feelings, which creates new actions, which gives you results. And your results are going to reinforce what you believe. So if you think that life is hard and you're going to struggle and there's never enough money, guess what happens? You feel that way. And then you probably take the actions of a person that feels that, and you feel that way. So that's a reality you create. Where if somebody told you, it doesn't matter what your parents were, what your situation is now, if you increase your value to the world through products or services or knowledge, impact, value, if you get more skills and bring it to a higher paying job, you create a bigger wage. If you can create a product or service that people want, you deliver value, people pay you money. Money is not an emotional thing. It is a currency rendered for a product or service delivered. That's it. No emotion. No emotion, no emotion. So if you can learn that, then you go, wait a minute, I can get a skill. I can make a product. So you feel a little different. Guess what happens there? Versus, oh, I'm doomed to repeat my generational trauma and family poverty. You're not going anywhere with those thoughts or feelings because you just continue to loop. If all of a sudden you get new knowledge and you go, wait a minute, anybody can create money by providing value through a product or service to the world. And if you want to make more money, you just sell more product or services. Is that what you're telling me, Tracy? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Sue, Frank, Sally, George, whoever's in the audience, that's what I'm telling you. This is the stuff that is so common, but so missed. I didn't get it. I'm like, oh, fancy rich people. Like, I wonder what they know that I don't. Like, must be nice to be such a great communicator up on stage. Wow, you're lucky. The fairy gods sprinkled some magic dust on those people. That's what we think. No, it's reality creation, and you can do the same. So you now learn that it's possible for you. You feel optimistic. And if you feel optimistic, you're going to take actions that an optimistic person would and a demotivated person wouldn't. What are you going to do? You're going to learn. You're going to read books. You're going to listen to podcasts. You're going to go on YouTube, watch videos like this. You're going to learn how to make money, how to deliver a product or a service, how to offer more value to the world. What are some of the highest paying skills, the most sought out after products? Where's a gap in the marketplace? You're going to start researching and learning and taking steps. And then you change your results eventually, not tomorrow, because we got to sort through all our old programming and creation and all the bumping along that comes with improving ourselves and actually delivering that new skill set, confidence, product, service to the marketplace. It doesn't happen like this. People ask, is it hard to make money? Is it hard to get rich? Is it hard to be a millionaire? No, actually, it's not. It's very simple, but it's not easy. The steps to make a lot of money are easy. I just said them. Find a product or service, sell it to people, and sell a lot of it to make more money. Mind-blowing. Here's the simple part. I gave you the simple part. It's not easy becoming that person and learning the skills. It takes time. It takes experience. It takes mistakes. And most people give up way too soon. And they never realize the fruits of their labor and trying to change their identity and situation because it can take a long time. Most people that make it big and have big companies, that's not their first company. They failed at 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before this one because they learned all the mistakes and all the wins and then finally found the right product or service and it came together and then they became a success. You see what I mean? You reprogram your identity through new thoughts and beliefs, getting a new feeling about yourself, taking new action, getting new results, and those new results are going to confirm all of that loop. So if you do nothing different, your confirmation is, oh, I'm destined to do this forever. Nothing changes, nothing changes. If you start changing, all of a sudden, you're going to get confirmation, a reinforced belief that, hey, I can change my reality. And as long as I don't quit, I'm going to continue to improve. Isn't that unbelievable? I thought so. When I learned this, my goodness, I have been learning this stuff since I was 15, 16. I have been building media companies against media giants in my categories for 17 years. I've been doing a lot of learning. This didn't come overnight. It didn't make sense. It was learn, test, going through the reality creation framework, pushing through the muck and the force that tends to kind of hold you back when you're trying to change your life. When you're doing a force forward or upwards to try and improve your life, it always seems that there's an equal and opposite force trying to slow you down, trying to stall your progress. And it takes a great amount of pressure, persistence, willpower, motivation to continue pushing on, especially when your eyes don't see your fruits of your labor in the physical format, but you see it in your mind, but it's just not yet born into the physical world. It takes a lot of courage and determination to continue to persevere when you haven't seen it. But the only way to make it come real outside of you is to have it in your mind, hold to the desire, continue to take the action, and get new results. So my call to action for you, what identity are you holding? I'm curious, who gave it to you? Can you pinpoint it? Doesn't really matter. We'll let that go. But I think it's an important part of saying, oh my God, that is my mom's belief that all men are bad because she's been divorced 4 times. My mom hasn't. I'm just giving an example here. Oh my gosh, it's my parents' baggage about money. I actually make a pretty good wage, but I continue to blow it. Where are you holding an identity? And you probably have an identity in every area of your life. Write that down. Limiting thoughts and beliefs. Where did it come from? That's a nice step. We don't do blame, but it's just nice to go, oh, that's my mom's junk. That's my grandma's junk. Oh, that was that jerk of a teacher that hated his job, that was single and miserable, that decided to tell us students bad things when he didn't agree with what we did. Whatever the situation is, that is not your mental junk. Write it down. Who gave it to you? And go, is this true? Is it really true? Or is this somebody else's junk? Is this true of me? Have I ever demonstrated the opposite? Are there people out there that have money that are good? You can go through those limiting beliefs. Call to action. Actually, do that. Write down limiting thoughts and beliefs, your identity. Where did it come from? You can go to our website. I have a free checklist with the top 30 BS limiting money beliefs. Download it for free. Go through those. That'll be a great way to jog your memory and make you actually think of things that you were holding. Limiting beliefs about money and about yourself. Because it's sometimes hard to start trying to create these beliefs without a starting point. That's why I created that checklist. So go through that. Ask yourself, what is one belief about money, success, or yourself that you're ready to upgrade today? Work on one at a time. Write them all out. Do a brain dump. And then pick the one that's holding you back, the biggest mover, or maybe even a little one. Pick one to work on and work on that until that is no longer part of your identity. If you want, drop a limiting belief below. I know so much of this is so personal. You guys are listening, watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you for being here. It's a very personal journey. Don't feel obligated to comment. If you want to say, hi, Tracy, just drop anything so I know that you're there and finding value in this. What is a limiting identity you hold that's not true? Because when you realize you're unstoppable, you are unstoppable. See you next week. Bye-bye.